Well, thank you so much, everybody, for coming out today. This is a really special day for our community. I know it's a special day for Lou Golson, who's here with us, and it's just a chance for us to show our community how we come together when something tragic happens, and what the outcomes can be when everybody works together and brings their professional skills to play. We've got a number of Friday's Heroes today that we're going to recognize, and it all surrounds the incident with APD Officer Lou Golson, who we're all really familiar with, the incident where he was shot during a traffic stop. I got a chance to see Lou right after he came out of surgery that first day, and went into his room, and I didn't know what to expect. And obviously I was down a little bit as a mayor, and this is a citizen. This is a rough thing that happened, and got a chance to see Lou. And by the time I walked out of Lou's hotel room, or his hospital room, I was cheered up to the point where I really felt good about Lou, about his prospects for recovery. And he's just a very special individual. And I'm going to have Lou speak a little bit later today about his experience, because I know he has a couple thank yous that he wants to give as well. But today's all about celebrating those individuals, those first responders that are really responsible for Lou being with us today. This was an amazing effort, and we're going to talk about these officers. So as we know, in the early morning of Saturday, January 3rd, Officer Golson was on a typical patrol around the streets of Albuquerque. Around 2:30 a.m., he attempted to make a traffic stop, but what was expected to be a routine stop turned out to be anything but a routine stop. As Officer Golson approached the vehicle, he repeatedly asked the driver to shut off his engine, and the driver did not comply. Within seconds, the driver swung his door open, and he shot at Lou 5 times. Officer Golson returned fire as the suspect fled on foot. Officer Golson remained calm, and he relayed what had just happened to his dispatch. One of the bullets penetrated Lou's vest, immobilizing him with 2 open bullet wounds, a broken femur, and a broken wrist. Due to his life-threatening wounds, Lou required urgent medical attention. Albuquerque ambulance personnel who are with us today were the first on scene and immediately started to treat his wounds. Just moments later, AFD arrived and jumped into action to evaluate, treat, and transfer Lou to the hospital. If not for the proper treatment from these AFD officer or firefighters and the Albuquerque ambulance personnel, Lou Golson could have had a much more different outcome than he had, and maybe not be with us today. So police officers obviously put their lives on the line every day in our community, and sometimes things go bad. And the Albuquerque Fire Department and Albuquerque Ambulance first responders are always there to lend a hand. So Officer Golson, Lou, is a 31-year return-to-work veteran of the Albuquerque Police Department, and he is alive and well thanks to these brave gentlemen. And he's going to have a road to recovery. But I was talking to him this morning, and first thing out of his mouth was, I said, "How you feeling?" He said, pain's a relative thing. So I have every confidence that he will be making a full recovery, and we want him back on our force. We want him back protecting the citizens of Albuquerque, and based on his attitude and the way he's responding so far, we're hopeful for that. So today's Friday's Heroes, and I'd like you to do this if you would, guys, is raise your hand. We've got from the Albuquerque Fire Department, we've got Paramedic Captain Santos Garcia. Thank you, sir. We've got Paramedic Lieutenant Aaron Markland. Is Aaron here? Oh, Aaron couldn't make it today, that's right. We have Captain Stephen Keffer. Is it Keffer or Keffer?
Keffer, sir.
It's Keffer, thank you. We have driver Joe Fraley. Thank you. And firefighter David Augie. Is it Augie? And then we also have firefighter Anthony Duran. Where's Anthony?
Right here.
Anthony's the guy that drove you to the hospital, is that right?
Yeah, we've already discussed that, right?
Yeah. And we also had a paramedic driver, Brent Roig, who couldn't be here today as well. And from the Albuquerque Ambulance Service, we have paramedic Colton Dean. Colton, thank you. And EMT Intermediate Patrick Troden. Thank you. Is it Troden? You told me once already. Troden. I want to make sure I get you right. I get that right. So look, this is what a community does when they come together. This is what professionals look like. we live in a great city. We live in a city where you're safe because we have people like these professionals out there protecting us both from the Albuquerque police side and also from the Albuquerque firefighter side and the Albuquerque ambulance side. So we don't want things to happen ever, but they do happen, and when they do happen, it's nice to know that we've got individuals who are there to save lives, and they do this every day, day in and day out, and we're proud of them, and we want to recognize them today. So I'm going to have two of our chiefs talk today. We're going to give out the Friday's Heroes coins, and then I want to have Lou say a couple of words. So I'm going to start with Chief Downey, if I could. Chief, you want to say a few words?
Thank you, everybody, for coming to Fire Station 10 today, and thank you, Mayor and Chief Huntsman, for recognizing the firefighters that are here today. You never really know in the public safety what your day is going to be like, what your shift might have in front of you, and regardless of what that might be, we have to be prepared for just about anything. And if it weren't for the highly trained and skilled professionals in both of our departments, but especially the EMTs and paramedic firefighters in the Albuquerque Fire Department, we could have had a much worse outcome. Highly skilled and very highly trained. It's a little bit different when you respond to one of your brothers or sisters in public safety. The intensity in that particular type of call just escalates, knowing what's at stake. And we have a deep bond, an intense bond in public safety. It doesn't matter what uniform you wear. There's a bond between us that extends through all public safety employees. And so, again, I want to thank everybody, especially the responders and the mayor and the police department, for recognizing the fine work of the crew from Station 19. It's very well deserved. Thank you.
Let's have Chief Huntsman say a few words. Chief, thank you.
I'd just like to echo what Chief Downey with the fire department said, and I want to publicly thank all you guys, Albuquerque Ambulance and Albuquerque Fire Department. You truly are our heroes. Our year hasn't started off very well, starting with my good buddy Lou here. And then we had Jacob Grant, and then the latest with Officer Ray Loomis on the freeway. If it wasn't for you guys, these gentlemen would not be here today with us. So from the bottom of my heart, from all the APD, thank you guys for what you do every day. You truly are heroes. Thank you.
So I'm going to have Lou say a few words, and then I'm going to have him help me hand these coins out, if that's all right. So what we do, for those of you who are familiar with Friday's Heroes, we started this right at the beginning of my mayoral term, where we wanted to spend each and every Friday letting our community know the great work that happens out there on your behalf from the Albuquerque Fire Department, the Albuquerque Police Department, and sometimes we'll bring citizens and involve them as well if they've done something special. So we commissioned a special coin for Friday's Heroes, and I have several for these individuals today, and Lou's going to help me hand these out. But it talks about police, fire, and emergency management on the back side of that, and we'll be honored to give one to each of the gentlemen that I recognized earlier. But first, I think Lou wanted to say a few words, and then we'll have each of these individuals come up and we'll hand them a coin. What would be the best way to do this? You want me to just hold the microphones where you can hear them, or can you hear from where they're at?
Pick them up from here.
What's that?
I think I can pick them up from there.
You can pick them up from here? All right.
All right.
Lou, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. As a police officer, we work with at the ambulance, the fire department on a regular basis, and what the public particularly does not see is sometimes we all don't see eye to eye on how to manage a scene or anything like that. But let me tell you, when the chips are down, we work together phenomenally. These guys are super professional. They handled me perfectly, with the exception of the ride, but we've already done that. But when you're riding in a big rig that's a truck, it's not that smooth. But these guys, from the time they hit the scene to the time I got to the hospital, their number one concern was my safety, my health, and they did a phenomenal job. I don't know if there's anyone here from Station 8, but I want to give kudos to Station 8 too, because when I got home from the hospital, the ramp to my back door was not complete. So Station 8 sent a pumper over, they stuck me in my wheelchair, and they carried me down the stairs in my wheelchair. So kudos to Station 8 too. But in a high stress situation, you got a police officer that's been shot, they couldn't readily see all my injuries. I'm trying to explain to them everything, but these guys that responded to the scene were phenomenal. And they are heroes, truly heroes.
Thanks, Lou. Appreciate you, man. let's start. Let's have folks come around this way. I'll have Lou give you a coin. So let's start with Paramedic Captain Santos Garcia. Santos, thank you. Paramedic Lieutenant Aaron Markland. Oh, that's right. Once again, he's not here. Captain Stephen Kiefer. Kiefer. I always. Driver Joe Fraley. Firefighter David Ogden. And firefighter Anthony Duran, even though it was a rough ride. I'll give Chief the coins for Mr. Markland and Mr. Rogue as well. Now for our Albuquerque ambulance folks, Paramedic Colton Dean. And EMT Intermediate Patrick Todd. All right, and then I want Lou to have one of these obviously as well. Just to have Lou. Thanks a lot, man.
Why, thank you.
We're glad to deal with. God bless you.